Coach, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, it's hard to win games in this league, and these guys found a way again. A lot to be said for that. First time, I guess, a Carolina team has beaten an ACC Syracuse version on the road here, but the only person who've ever been here is one sitting next to me, and she had a whole lot to do with that win. It was sloppy. It was Abyss disjointing. We missed a lot of layups. I like the looks we got. I think we probably left, I think it was 18 layups on the board. So that's 36 points. So I like the offense and we out rebounded our opponent, which is always a priority, and we'll take it. So that's 12 ACC wins and onwards.
Can you speak to Maria's game? It seemed like whenever she got the ball inside, she was unstoppable. And then when you got it to her, she was right around the basket.
Yeah, she's a problem. She's a problem for a couple reasons. One of which is she's got really good touch around the rim, right? And she's got great extension. So she's hard to contest. Two is she's got incredible timing. So she understands things a step ahead. So she's not going to post up too early. She's not going to post up to the wrong passer. And that's both in free play and in our actions. So she is a full-blown problem. And she proved it tonight with 21 and 14.
And Maria, can you speak to your game? At one point, I believe you had 13 consecutive Carolina points. What were your emotions as you were going through that little stretch? It seemed like you were in a zone.
Yeah, I just knew that to get going. Yeah.
Hold on a second. We've got
Too many technology things. Okay, go ahead, Maria.
Yeah, I know we had a sloppy kind of first quarter, so had to get going offensively and defensively. So making sure that I was timing up my duck-ins, getting easy touches around the rim, just finishing. My teammates make it easy for me, so having them space the floor was good, so I could have more space to work around the rim.
But it seemed like they were getting you the ball in good position. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I like to do my work early, make sure that I get low and in front of my defender. So making sure that my teammates see my numbers before they pass it in, so they can be confident in the way I finish the ball.
Courtney, a little bit of a different game from, Renaya tonight. She didn't fill it up points wise like she did on Sunday, but didn't miss many shots, controlled the game with her assists. What do you make, I guess, of just like her progress this season, really stepping into that starting point guard role?
Yeah, I mean, she's just the most improved player in the league. I mean, if you look at what she did last year and even kind of how she was her shooting percentages and her kind of all that. And now we rely on her, right? She didn't, like you said, she didn't have a lot of opportunities today, but she had 6 assists, right? Turn it over too much for her. But to find a way when she's not dominant and when Lexi's not shooting great and we were a little bit sloppy with the ball. I mean, this team's got a lot of weapons and they found a way. But yeah, Renaya's really important to us and all the time.
It feels like every game you're getting somebody really giving you something off the bench, which is not something you could have always said last year, right? But today it's Triana. What did she provide for you today?
Yeah, against NC State, the last time she was cleared on the NC State game and she was minute restricted. And, we just wanted her to get her feet kind of situated and back into the game. And I liked all of her looks. I liked her threes. I liked her attack at the basket. I liked her passes. She just couldn't necessarily be in rhythm. And then you added 2 more practice days. And so Trey's someone we trust. We see her every day. And she's just credit to her that she stayed in shape and that she was ready to help us as we needed her to this home stretch.
And Courtney, on the pregame radio show, I heard you address Alyssa's situation. Could you speak to that now?
Yeah, I can. I mean, just obviously getting great news is great news for this program and for her. She's 41 rebounds away from that record, and it means a lot to her. And so for her to have an opportunity to kind of have that still be a reality is pretty cool. So she'll be back, which is great news. We don't know when. Obviously, our goals are to be really good in the postseason. I think it probably helps to get a little deeper right now. But we're going to make sure, as we always do, that we're not just playing for her, she's not just playing for us. She's got a pro career we got to be mindful of too. So, but yeah, you will see her in a uniform again, which obviously Maria and I are thrilled about, and her teammates.
And obviously, you started Sierra. What are many of the adjustments you're having to make playing without Alyssa?
Yeah, I mean, I get to make, right, is that we've got a lot of guys that put a lot into this, and they've kind of watched Alyssa do what Alyssa does. And you know, we told Sierra, just do what Sierra does. Don't worry about what Alyssa does, right? And you know, with Alyssa, everyone knows her so well, and they, you know, I think with the changing lineup, and you can put someone like Trey, and you have multiple facilitators. You know, we extended the floor a little bit better. You know, but just yeah, it's just that we can run a little bit different stuff just because they're different skill sets, which I think is healthy. And when Alyssa's back, we should be better because then Sierra and Blanca and Trey and should have more minutes underneath their belt, which will help us on our run.
I guess the two bad points for this game would be the turnovers and the closeouts on the perimeter. I know Lexi played 40 minutes, so she, you know, she had.
I mean, they average 5 threes a game, right? So, you know, we're not gonna, you know, we started to really dig off of guys that we don't think can shoot it very well, and you know, we were fine. You know, quite honestly, they shot it better than they do. So be it, right? You know, our issue was we turned the ball over. I think we were almost getting a bit greedy with it, wanting to do something instead of just making the next play. And then kind of felt that then the turnovers kind of, I feel like these guys kind of tightened up a little bit needlessly. Good for them to feel that, and to recognize that, you know, they're best when we're aggressive. I thought we were a little tentative tonight, quite honestly.
You got another tough one coming up against Louisville. I'm here at Duke, and Louisville is up right now. So I'm just kind of wondering, you know, what
We get them both.
that's such a different team Louisville is than they were a year ago. What are you expecting out of them in that game?
I mean, they're at home. I mean, the Yum Center, they're hard to beat. You know, it's why I came to the ACC. There's just so many good teams, right? And so I don't get to look too far ahead to Louisville because there's a good Syracuse team right in front of me. So, you know, Jeff's done a really good job with his group. They're really fast and dynamic. And then, you know, Cochran's been dangerous for a whole 4-year career. So he's got a lot of different weapons that can spread the floor and can go off the dribble. You know, again, 2 good teams getting to do what they do. It's really good for basketball.
Maria, how different is it inside without Alyssa down there? How did the dynamics change?
Yeah, knowing that I have to make up for the rebounding that we lose and the rim running that we lose. So making sure that I'm running the floor, making sure I'm getting out, rebounding, going to the glass hard was really important for this game.
And Courtney, with the win, you'll be tied for 3rd place with the winner of the Duke Louisville game, and in good position for the double bye. How important is that?
You know, it's important if you get it, right? It's important if you don't, it's not important, right? And so, you know, we just want to keep stacking wins. You know, so there's still a lot to be played. I mean, we still have a good two road games and a home game, and all 3 of them are hard, right? And so we still have to take care of business. But as I told those guys, it's hard to win 12 games in the ACC. It's hard to win however many total games we've won. And they've done it with togetherness, and they've done it with toughness. And, you know, so we're just going to take one game at a time, quite honestly. But yeah, these guys have deserved their flowers. They've done a really good job so far with more to go.
Great. Thanks, everyone.